And I was in every show that was ever produced in the chorus. Okay. In the chorus, yeah. And I danced in every show. And I swear, the thing that's so wonderful though is I know every Broadway show that I know is from Blue Mountain Camp. And it's such a repertoire, you know, I taught my children and they sing every night when I put them to bed. I would sing like 7.5 cents. You know, it's just a wonderful experience. So I could just say, thank you, Ed.
In 1962, and I'd forgotten this, my sister, who is not one to go in front of anybody, was in the first play in 1962. And I want to thank you for that. I'm going to tell her that she actually was extrovert at one time. Also, I want to thank you for basically letting me be a part of some of the plays. Because I think that what you did was you took a unschooled person in Broadway and gave them a great desire to do the best that he could, and also I see a number of plays now only because of what you basically exposed to us. I think that Blue Mountain really was just so much better because you were there. It gave us something that other camps really did not have. And one other thing, and you actually discovered Henry Winkle. Louis did take credit, and that's fine. We're letting him do that, but thank you very, very much.
So the first picture I picked up was Yeoman of the Guard, and I remembered the words. This very night with bated breath and muffled door, without a light as still as death will still assure, a clergyman shall make us one at 10:30. None can part us then.
All right, Glenn.
Oh, Glenn. You gonna listen to this, Ed, or what? This is what the deal is. I came as an athlete, was a very good athlete. You told me that I could do this. Most happy fella, I said, you're out of your mind. I'm not doing it. You kept bugging me. I fought every step of the way, but you got me through it. All I can remember is that I kept thinking that I'm never going to remember my lines. So the minute I used to run off stage, I'd get a flashlight and go sit in the corner and try to remember them all, just so that you wouldn't be pissed at me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Can you sing?
No! And what would you like me to sing? I'm the most happy fella from the whole Napa Valley. That's me!
Where is the camera?
Oh, hi.
Listen, hi, Ed. And listen, I said this to you before, I'm going to say it again. And everybody in this room grew up with rock and roll. So you all know, in important times in your life, what was like the #1 song. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You got to remember who introduced us to music.
Yep.
This guy right here. Without him, you know, all the music we ever heard would have been shit. This guy introduced us to music and taught us how to appreciate it.
Right.
And I want to thank you for that.
Song, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I can remember at least the first few words. So
What show was it?
this was from Oklahoma. I was Ado Annie, and Ado Annie played around, and I know she was naive. I had no idea as to what I was singing about. So it came across. I'm just a girl who can't say no. can't seem to say it at all. I hate to disappoint a beau when he is paying a call. When a fella tries to kiss a girl, I know he ought to give his face a smack. But as soon as someone kisses me, I somehow sort of want to kiss him back.
Anyway, but I always wanted to be in the shows and tried out for every show. Was usually disappointed when I didn't get a larger role that I really wanted, but still, having taken part in every show, I mean, it was always exciting. I always wanted to be a part of it, and I guess what most people remember was I was part of the quartet in Most Happy Fellow. Standing on the corner. Girls go by. Standing on. It's too high. Can't get up there. Giving all the girls the eye. Brother, you don't know a nicer occupation. Matter of fact, neither do I. Then standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls go by.
I don't need a microphone, but I will tell you. I knew Ed Raditz before he was Ed Raditz. And I am so glad you had this reunion, because this is the first time that I'm at a head table since my bar mitzvah. Now, I know you all owe him a great deal. I owe him more than any of you. He changed my life. How? He may ask. How? Many long years ago. Close to 60. Yeah, you were just still on HMS Pinafore. Nearly 60 years ago, before you were born, I went to Central High School for Boys in Philadelphia. And I went in, and because I played a little fiddle, I joined the orchestra. The first violinist, the concert master of the orchestra, in case he forgot, was Eddie Raditz.
Yeah.
I would listen, and while he was warming up, he was playing the Bruch Violin Concerto, which I had at home on a 78 record. Anybody remember 78 records? 33, 45? Never mind. I would listen to him, and he was the first violinist, which is a big deal. I was the first chair, second violin. This is the story of my life. I'm always second. You know, there were two teams, the A team and the B team. I was the best one on the B team. But I never made it to the major leagues. Now, I said he changed my life. He made me realize I wasn't half as talented as my mother and father told me. They were extremely sincere people. So when I heard Eddie Raditz playing the Bruch, and I heard him play solos with the orchestra, and I heard, so that's what a fiddle should sound like. I made my decision then and there, and I thank you, that maybe I shouldn't try to make a living as a musician. And because of Ed Raditz, I went to medical school, and I became a gynecologist, and that's really all I have to say. I've said too much already, and I'm going to hear from my wife. She's going to beat me tonight. I thank you all for having me.
Bobby Troll.
That's right. And I do not have a song to sing. I am the perpetual, like Judy Love, chorus, okay? But I, along with everybody else, okay, my children, and I grew up in New York City, so I was always a theater kid. I went to shows, but my whole background in theater and everything we learned was from you. And I shared with Harvey when we were doing the book. I'm a retired elementary school principal, and I made my teachers, much to their dismay,
every year get every child in their grade level up on stage and do a play. And as we were going through this, I said to Harvey, oh my God, it's from Ed. There was something about children's performance that became so important to me, and it came from you. And I thank you for that. I do not have a song to sing.
I do want to thank you. I was one of those people that normally found my way into the chorus, but it really was being a part of something. You know, it was just a total experience, and even for us people, those of us that were not particularly musically inclined or theatrical, there was a place for us. And I remember being in the chorus in Pajama Game. And, you know, it just was such a great activity. And those of us in the chorus, at least, I really enjoyed watching the leads. I mean, there were some people at camp that had some real talent. I was obviously not one of them. But it really did give me appreciation of some Broadway show tunes and music, and so for that, I'm very thankful. The other thing that I do want to mention, which really hasn't come up, was your guitar playing at various times. It just was such a joy to sit and listen to you sing and play your guitar, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of that tonight. But that was just another dimension, the fact that you brought this, you know, musical piece to a camp, especially that most of us looked at as a kind of a sports camp or an, you know, I guess other activities, but I was kind of a sports-focused person. But it really got me into an area I was not particularly comfortable with, but certainly an area I really did enjoy. And I do appreciate that you made Henry Winkler my understudy. You know, you're such a good judge of talent. You realize immediately I couldn't dance. So the Fonz did the sword dance. Again, I was thankful, very thankful for that. But anyway, thank you so much for the added dimension.
I was one of those campers that was very focused on athletics, and then wound up being division head and head counselor of girls camp at the end of 1966. And I never tried out for any show, but it just wasn't my thing. But I was the only 13-year-old who knew Gilbert and Sullivan, and that was from you. And of course, all of Broadway. It was a great gift to all of us. Touched all of our lives.
Let the time go by, I would rather